You ever get your hopes up for something and it turns out to be really shitty? Feels like that's happening a lot recently. With the new Ridley Scott Napoleon reminding me that I should never get my hopes up for anything ever. But why did I forget that I should never look forward to anything? What caused me to start being hopeful again? Let's go back to April 2021. Yes, I know, it was still shit back then too, but somehow things just keep getting worse and worse. But anyways, I was just graduating from high school, and to put it lightly, my senior year was pretty bad. Maybe I'll make a video talking about how my senior year was shitty, but all you need to know is that it really sucked. So I did what anyone that is 1 foot from hitting a Sui would do, and went to the magical land of Books-A-Million. If you don't know what a Books-A-Million is, it's a bookstore that has the most generic selections imaginable. They pander to Redditors so hard, every time I go to check out and see the entire wall of Rick and Morty shit, I can feel myself physically recoil. My fight or flight senses kick in, and I have to force the words out when I speak to the cashier. Also, their coffee shop they're affiliated with sucks. Well, if I have such strong criticisms about the place, what makes it possibly so good? Manga. See, it carries your typical shonen shit and what's mainstream. The best girl of the month manga and the assorted Funko Pops and endless supply of Naruto and Dragon Ball merch. But occasionally, they will have some gems. Some manga that are either forgotten, don't have mainstream pull, or are just starting to come out. At least in America. Can y'all fucking hear that fucking garbage truck in the background? Right as I'm recording? Are you fucking kidding me? So, picture this, alright? A depressed teen that is about to go from having the safety of the useless American education system goes into a bookstore and finds a book about a vampire chick that comes into the MC's life and changes everything for him. No shit, I fell in love with it. Love it so much I've been buying every single American release that's been coming out so far. And I might have bought a few posters and figurines, but hey, that's not here or there. So basically, I became a super fan of the manga, to the point that I will not read it online for the respect of the author, and I'll only read it in physical. So when the animation got announced, you could probably guess what my reaction was. Yeah, I was not looking forward to it. I was fucking terrified about 2 things. 1, the animation would look bland, boring, gray. The manga is almost entirely set at night. While it works fine in the black and white manga setting, I was imagining a show that's just gray, light blue, and again, boring. 2, the animation will change the manga for the new fans, or as they loathe to be called, tourists. So due to my apprehension, I decided not to watch it for months. Then, one December evening last year, after walking home from the store in freezing rain with a 6-pack of Mickeys, I said, fuck it, and decided to check out a couple episodes. I was blown away, to say the least. One episode quickly turned into watching the entire animation in one sitting, and I was in awe. My thoughts were, they got it. They really got what Call of the Night was about. So let's talk about it. First, let's talk about the story. The show follows a young boy in junior high, Yomori Ko. He gets fed up with his boring, troublesome school life and decided to venture out one night to see the world and its nightlife. Well, he ends up running into an odd older woman, Nanakusa Nazuna. She convinces him to go back to her place so she can help him sleep. Now, I know what this is sounding like, don't worry. Upon entering her bedroom, he sees she only has one futon. She starts taking off her jacket, saying she's a professional cuddle buddy. Alright, look. I know this all sounds hot. That's because it is. The show and the manga have a lot of really good women in it, alright? If you like beautiful girls, this is the shit for you. As Ko tries to fake being asleep so he can slip out when Nazuna falls asleep, he finds out she's a vampire and she just bit into his neck. As Nazuna is taken aback by how tasty Ko's blood is, Ko wakes up and begins thinking he is now a vampire. Nazuna explains that's not how it all works and he can only become a vampire if the person having their blood sucked is in love with the vampire sucking their blood. She actually is kind of embarrassed by the word love. But she has no problem talking about dicks and vaginas, that's alright. After some time and a bit of deciding on what he really wants in life, Ko decides the nightlife is for him and vows to fall in love with Nazuna. That's pretty much the entire goal of the story, is to fall in love with Nazuna and become a vampire. Some of the conflict later on is based off of Ko's priorities. Is he becoming a vampire because he wants to fall in love, or is he just falling in love so he can become a vampire? Now, this is an abbreviated story of the first episode. I really recommend you all go and give it a watch. The show is fucking great. It's a bit of slice of life, a bit of rom-com. There's even an episode where Ko is a detective stopping a perv in a maid cafe. I want to be vague on the details since I want you all to go watch it. Oh, and in case you're wondering, wow, they really must have pussified vampires in this series. Trust me, vampires are still just as scary as you think they would be. Season 1 of the story does actually change a few things from the manga. Mahuru's romance plot isn't ever brought in. The vampire hunter seems a bit more aggressive towards Ko, in more ways than one, but mostly everything is the same. So the overall story is Ko learning more about not just vampires, but people as well. Something I picked up on when I was watching the anime that I never thought about with the manga is that Ko barely understands people either. Like, no shit, he wouldn't know much about vampires, but he's just as clueless when it comes to other people. He doesn't get them. It's almost like he can't be called vampire or even human. I can go on about how this impacts the manga later on, but that's out of the scope for this video. The voice acting in the animation is fucking astounding. Each character is distinct and their voices just fit them. Amamiya Sora, the voice actress for Nazuna, did an outstanding job. She sounds carefree and cute while also being a little tired and sometimes menacing.
Bye bye.
Hanamori Yumiri was also excellent as Akira, and really nailed the I am watching my friend fuck up his life for some pussy vibe. Also, I'm just excited to see the Hokkaido Gal anime coming soon. The music! Well, the manga was literally named after the Creepy Nuts song. Show that sound just really good. Like, it sounds like you would expect from a manga that looks like this. And speaking of how it looks, the animation is just beautiful. Just look at all the color here. There is rarely a scene that isn't washed in color. But if we're going to talk about the ones that are a bit more normal, they fit. They're really normal. They're accentuated by the night, regular everyday things that just have this mysticism about them. The way that Ko sees and endears the night. It's very charming. And look at all the lights and how every street is bathed in neon, but you can still see the stars and the galaxy behind it and everything. It seems magical. It's beautiful, really. This is what I remember Call of the Night for. The stunning animation, the beautiful scenes. I punched my mic, I'm so excited. It really is a visual symbol of how Ko idolizes the freedom that the night gives him. It's honestly just a work of art. Well, I guess the last thing to cover is the women. A lot of real cute girls in this one. You have best girl, best girl, best girl, psycho bitch, girl? That seems about it. I was hesitant to see the animation out of fear it would be butchering the manga, but it actually became my second favorite vampire anime. Not lying, I have seen Kizumonogatari 4 times this year alone. yeah, all 3 movies. Alright, subscribe for more, like if you liked, comment if you didn't like, call me a stupid asshole, and that Tokyo Ghoul is obviously superior if you feel like it. I'll see you on the next one.